Hello and welcome to Learning with Lulu. In today's video we are going to be doing a summary for chapter 24 in Jane Eyre. So chapter 24, wedding plans are ensuing and they're not really going smoothly. And honestly, how often do wedding plans ever go that smoothly for anybody? But Jane is dealing with Mrs. Fairfax being really concerned about Jane's logic and level-headedness in all of this. She is treating Jane fairly coldly and she's surprised. Jane takes this, as anyone would, it hurts her. And it hurts her that Mrs. Fairfax disapproves of the marriage. And then we get a moment where Jane is talking to Mr. Rochester and he calls her by what will be her married name, and it makes her a little nervous. Jane says that things are they're feeling a little bit too idealistic, a little bit too much like a fairy tale. And it truly does have certain hints and notes of that. Mr. Rochester is trying to just shower her with new jewels and dresses and everything he possibly could. In this chapter, Jane becomes a little walled off and she doesn't want him to dote on her, so much so, especially in front of people who are doubtful of the sincerity of their feelings and their engagement and the motivations behind all of this. So she wants to just kind of make sure that they carry on with the previous status quo so that it does come across as a well thought out, intentional decision for Edward Fairfax Rochester and Jane Eyre to wed. Jane is thinking about it and she wants to be on an equal footing with her husband-to-be, particularly in financial matters. And so she tries writing to her uncle, John Eyre, in Madeira, let him know that she exists and she's still around, because if she does become his sole inheritor, then she won't need she won't really need Rochester being this fairy godmother-like role and just showering her with all of these things that would be afforded normally to someone of the social status that she will be once she is his wife. That's the quick summary of chapter 24. As for lines from the chapter that I like, in this chapter, in one of the moments when Rochester is trying to just shower Jane with so many things, they have brought Adele along on this shopping trip, and Rochester, he asks Adele, what would suit Jane? And he says, "What would you do, Adele? Cudgel your brains for an expedient. How would a white or a pink cloud answer for a gown, do you think? And one could cut a pretty enough scarf out of a rainbow." And Adele, speaking about Jane, she says, "She is far better as she is," concluded Adele after musing some time. "Besides, she would get tired of living with only you in the moon. If I were Mademoiselle, I would never consent to go with you." And I love that scene because Adele first is like, she includes a little jab at Rochester because he was saying, if I were to whisk her away to somewhere like the moon so that it was just the two of us, and dressed her in these beautiful, like the clouds and rainbows, and Adele is just, no, she's perfect just as she is. And it shows, I think, especially Adele's ability to perceive another person's beauty and worth. Jane has been told and feels that she is plain and unattractive, and in that moment we're getting little Adele saying, she's perfect just as she is. So that's chapter 24 in Jane Eyre. If this video has come in useful to you, please make sure to like it and subscribe to the channel. And if you are watching this for an assignment or a class, then definitely share it with any friends or classmates that you know would benefit from getting this chapter summary as well. So, thanks for visiting my channel, and I hope to see you back around. And with that, I'll say goodbye.